Ah. Well, this is the second time I'm filming this because the first time my microphone that's supposed to automatically turn on by itself when the camera turns on just decided not to. Hey guys, Joe here, and today we are going to be going over how I cloned myself in my short skit, Turn Back Time. If you haven't seen it yet, I guess, link in description, you should probably go check that out first. And I never really intended to actually make it for anybody but myself. I thought it would be funny. I wanted to see if I could do it. Some I've seen done in, obviously, movies before, so I thought, if they can do it, I can do it, right? Yeah, I can. I'll figure it out, one way or another. So, first thing I did, idea popped in my head. I was like, that'd be funny. I'm really into the whole GameStop stonk thing. And you're gonna put it on GameStop. GameStop? So I was like, how cool would it be if I could go back in time and actually tell myself to buy into this? And then I started thinking of other things that would have been nice to know, say in January 2020 versus what we know now. This is weird. There's literally no one out here. I'm in the middle of the Haymarket or downtown Lincoln area, and there's no one out here. There's a lot of good info that we could have had. So I went about it, and I just made it so that it would be funny to me. It was never supposed to really. I wasn't even actually planning on putting it up on YouTube. So I wrote down a little script. It took like 5 minutes to write it. It wasn't a big deal. And then I started thinking about how I'm going to set everything up. So I knew I wanted to use the window light because it was snowing outside, and I was like, okay, that checks out for it being January. So I took curtains down and set up, and then I noticed just after taking the curtains down and setting up my camera that the lighting was changing based upon clouds. So then I knew I needed to bring in my own lighting. I couldn't rely on an inconsistent light because that would ruin it. I can't have a shot where one of me is, or this half of the frame is really light and this half of the frame is really dark. That just would not work. So what I did then is I brought in extra lights. So basically the same lighting setup I have right now. So I have my main key light there. It's got a nice soft box on it. I don't know the exact size. It's like 4 feet by 3 feet, something like that. And then I have my key light over here. You can kind of see the shadows it creates on my shirt and whatever. And then I have another little light over here that kind of fills in a little bit. It's not super powerful, not super bright lights. Just enough to keep the lighting consistent, and they kind of match the output I was getting from the background. Now, the background is always going to be brighter because of the fact that through that window is nothing but white snow. That is not something I can compete with. So then came the challenge of figuring out how to talk to myself, because when you have conversations with normal people, you have a reaction to what they're saying and vice versa. And obviously, if I just had me sitting there with no reactions to anything the other me was saying, it wouldn't look real. You wouldn't pull it off. And I didn't do like a fantastic job of it, but I learned enough where I can do a fantastic job of it. And that was really the key thing for me, is I wanted to learn how to do this. And so yeah, I definitely learned from it, and to me that's a success. So in reacting to what the future me is telling me, I needed to have a good timing. And it's hard to have a good timing if you're not physically talking to somebody, because I'm literally just staring into nothing the entire time on both sides. So what I did is I took my iPhone and I set it to record audio. Now it's time to record the future me half. And how I did that is I took what I had recorded on my iPhone and I pressed play. So I knew, based on the waveforms that I could see on my iPhone, that was when I needed to talk. And I already had my script. I knew what the past me was going to be saying, so I knew how to time it properly. And once I hit play, I could just start doing my lines and going through it. Now, We'll go into the editing bit in a minute, and I'll show you how I did that. But I also wanted to add on to the fact that if I were to have just shot it that way, it would have been kind of boring. If it was just those 2 shots, it would have been actually really boring. Because when you combine them, you only have 1 shot. And anyone that's ever watched any kind of TV show or anything interesting other than a talking head video kind of like this, you want more than 1 camera angle. That's what sells it. That's what gets you into it and what gets you involved with the character. So yeah, now let's go ahead and jump into editing, and I'll kind of show you how we pulled this off. It's pretty simple. I think you'll be surprised. So let's go. Okay, so now let's jump into the edit here. We are looking at, like, this is the intro, me talking on my phone, and then we get to the 2 shot. The 2 shot just kind of blends in, and all the camera movement is completely faked, but I thought that would sell it a little bit more that there was camera movement. If it's just a static shot, I felt like it was kind of maybe a little less interesting and a little less believable, so we added some motion. So if we go ahead and double click on that, it will bring up our nested sequence here. What we'll do here is we will click on the top one, and if we take that out, you can see I magically disappear. If we take the other one out, you can see that half magically disappears. Put them back together, boom, good. So in your opacity, we are going to draw our own mask, and we're going to use the free draw. Now, if you can see, there is a microphone here. That's how I was capturing the audio, and I did not want that in the shot. The shadow is still there, but I didn't care enough. So what I did is I would just start drawing my mask here. Go there, and then we're going to go over there, and then we're going to go down here. And we're going to make this a little bit smaller so we can just mask that out like that. And we go around, and boom, I'm automatically popping in there. That's pretty much it for a mask. We'll go ahead and make that to fit again, and I'll make it a little bit larger so you guys can see a little bit more of the details. So it looks pretty good. Not a lot of issues there. One thing we can do is we are going to feather this up a little bit. Just give ourselves a little less harsh of a cut. Probably not necessary, but you may find that it helps. So that's pretty much that. That's really all we got to do to make that work. Yeah, that's it as far as the edit's concerned. If you guys found this helpful and it's something you're interested in trying, go ahead and hit that thumbs up down below. And if you're interested in this kind of thing and want to see what I am doing next and kind of help me get this YouTube channel started, I would appreciate it if you subscribe now. That will definitely inspire me to keep doing more things like this, and as I get better, I will be able to teach people the things that I learn, and hopefully as a community we can grow together and become filmmakers that people want to pay money to. That's the goal. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.